In the history books of my typical American elementary, middle school, and now high school, I learned that the beginnings of war can be traced back to the bloodshed, economic failure, and oppression of rights preceding it. And if that's true, then maybe we should take a minute to examine the wars being waged in the subtext of our culture, the subtle, badly done Asian accents, eyes pulled back, the jokes telling me to get back in the kitchen, and I know, original, right? The assumption that means if I'm using good grammar, then I must be speaking white. And the words from the boy who sits next to me in English denying the existence of racism in America. And in these everyday moments, I can't keep my mouth shut because peace will never be found in ignorance. And along with history, I was taught that if you got something to say something. And I encourage you to do the same. And if the knowledge you share falls on ears that only manage to be deaf but blind, please take the time to flow from words to action. The douse yourself in gasoline and burn yourself in the streets. Action. The submit to be gunned down for your beliefs. Action. The less extreme but still effective protest, walk out, sit in, put yourself out there. Action. Dr. King and the women and men before and after him didn't just work in words, but also moved to the overwhelming battle drums of beating feet and fists, moved by the sound of hope, oppressed men and women thinking that there must be more than this. The wars you wage will not be declared by a Congress, but instead by yourself. When you start to notice the world for the broken, bent, singed thing it is, and when you see people for their resemblance to it. Or maybe it's when you see them for the role they play in its destruction. These are the thoughts of a young future activist who knows that the civil rights movement didn't live and die in the 1960s. These are the thoughts of a young future activist who doesn't want to watch the world be scorched by flames built high in hatred. These are the thoughts of a young future activist who knows that racism didn't end in the final words of I have a dream. There are battles still being fought, and they go so far beyond what is black and white. Battles of sex, and gender, and religion, and race. This is the war of ignorance, and it is not one that I intend on losing.